Hello, everybody. My name is Holly, aka the Scientology Geek, and I am here today with my friend from college, Kanaya. Hello, thank you for joining today.
Hi, howdy. Thank you for having me. I am excited to go through this.
I'm not, but
Understandably so. I mean, what a topic. What a thing to go for.
yeah, and due to issues with Restream and me not actually, hang on. If I can open this up in a different browser, then I can play the video and actually have it work. So, come on. I'm going to hop out of this part, but I will be hopping in just 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, now it's just me. Now it's just me, honey. Now it's just me.
Sweet. We're good. Awesome.
There we go.
All right. So let me now open this in. Oh, goddamn. I don't want in that. I want this in this. Get rid of this. Do this. There we go. All right. So I will be playing the video. This will just give you a basic idea of what it's all about. Is it too loud?
No, it's good.
Human behavior can seem unpredictable.
What's up, loser?
Despite our best attempts, we don't always know who we can trust.
Okay, cool. Get you a good summertime board. I think we got you right here.
And who we can't. We often find ourselves surprised or let down by the actions of others.
Would you like to order now, ma'am?
No, it's okay.
Okay, let me know if I can help you with something.
Okay.
Wouldn't you like to know in advance if someone is going to be an honest employee?
Yo, can I get a hand real quick?
Or a reliable roommate?
Hey, I thought you were gonna clean up today.
Yeah, I'm totally still planning on it, I swear.
Right.
Or a productive business partner?
It looks like you've got a deal.
Excellent.
Well, in Scientology, there is a tool you can use to predict how a person will behave. It's a scale that shows the range of emotional states that everybody experiences, one following the next. These different emotional states are called tones, and at any given time, everyone is in one of these tones. For example, if you were to receive great news,
Joanna, congratulations. You've got the promotion.
you might be in the tone of enthusiasm. But if you were to receive some very bad news, like the death of a loved one,
What happened?
you would drop down to the tone level of grief.
What's wrong? It's my grandmother.
And just as a sudden loss can cause someone to be in grief for a short while, too many losses or too much pain can cause someone to drop down to grief and stay there, perhaps for years. And she'll respond that way toward most things in life. That's because every emotional tone level has its own unique behavior pattern. For instance, a person who is angry will do certain things.
What's up, loser?
You can expect him to try to dominate people by shouting at them and being abusive.
Don't you tell me what to do. I own you. I own this.
On the other hand, you can expect someone who is fearful to behave quite differently.
So they show this bully throwing this kid into the locker and they talk about like not being trusted. This is exactly how they treat their fucking highest staff. Is with this fucking abuse.
Like the bullying, the I fucking own you thing.
It gets worse. I have like 16 not recorded audio, but recorded notes of beatings that the leader of the church has given people.
Holy shit.
Heading from California to New York to fucking Clearwater. So, yeah. He's an abusive piece of shit and not using any of this at all.
Who even is the leader of Scientology right now?
His name is David Miscavige. And he looks like this.
I'm still only seeing.
Son of a bitch. Hang on. I didn't know that it doesn't switch the.
You're good. You're good. Oh shit! It's Vince McMahon.
It's Vince McMahon. Oh my god! I see. Did you ever see Ready Player One?
Oh my god, you're right.
He's very Nolan Sorrento.
Holy shit, he literally is.
But yeah, he goes on. He's been controlling the church since Hubbard died in 1986 after he stole power. No one knows what's going to happen when he dies. No one knows who's going to replace him. It's going to be a fucking power vacuum. But I would show you. I'll show you his speeches later.
Yeah, no worries. That was a bonkers video. A whole what is covert hostility?
It's called all right, hold up. Let me pull up
or covenant hostility. I think it
yeah, covert hostility. That's exactly what it is, and it applies to everyone the right hates, basically. So it's right here between 1.02 anxiety and 1.15 unexpressed resentment.
Oh,
covert hostility is what everyone in the LGBTQ plus circle is considered in Scientology, even though they say you can join in and be gay or whatever. But if you want to get higher up, you cannot be gay.
There it is. There we are. We are at the bottom.
I always say I am a proud 1-1.
A proud 1-1. Crazy. Hell yeah. Okay,
but
cool.
The fact that 0 is body death, and then we get into all the spiritual shit. Failure, controlling bodies, owning bodies. Yeah.
Sacrifice is a negative 6.0.
Hiding is -8. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Oh, God.
But they're only going to go from like 4 to 0 on this one.
Understandably so. I mean, dear Lord, there are so many, and I can assume they're supposed to memorize all this.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's how a Scientology course works.
Yeah, you'd be like negative 36.5 right now, dog. Like, I need you to bring that up.
I'm feeling about -80, actually. Get it right. But one of the other courses on this website is how to study Scientology in their way. Is how to study in their way. And you have to apply that to every single course you do. You need to learn exactly that way.
On it, I swear.
Tool you can use to predict how a person will behave.
Joanna, congratulations. You've got the promotion.
You might be in the tone of enthusiasm. But if you were to receive some very bad news, like the death of a loved one.
SP Crusader Leany says, I had to learn that tone scale at age 10 by heart.
Oh my gosh, that is...
We will be getting some ex-Scientologists in the chat, so they may be telling their stories.
Wow, okay, cool.
Hello? What happened?
You would drop down to the tone level of grief.
What's wrong? It's my grandmother.
And just as a sudden loss can cause someone to be in grief for a short while, too many losses or too much pain can cause someone to drop down to grief and stay there, perhaps for years. And she'll respond that way toward most things in life. That's because every emotional tone level has its own unique behavior pattern. For instance, a person who is angry will do certain things.
What's up, loser?
You can expect him to try to dominate people by shouting at them and being abusive.
Don't you tell me what to do! I own you! I own this!
On the other hand, you can expect someone who is fearful to behave quite differently. So there's a chronic tone level for each person, and they'll generally behave as that tone level dictates. Therefore, if you can learn to spot a person's tone level, you'll be able to predict their behavior. And that includes everything from the way they'll communicate,
Get you a good summertime board?
Yeah.
to the things they'll do.
Hey,
Yo.
There's one thing I don't get. If we go back and we look at this this tone scale,
Yeah.
apathy is just a lack of emotion, right?
Yeah.
So why the fuck isn't it around boredom?
I know it's especially in the video too. Like that really like the excuse they used was like, oh, why didn't you clean the room? But they labeled it as boredom. I don't know. It's definitely backwards.
You'll find that with a lot of Hubbard shit.
Behavior. And that includes everything from chronically bored,
Nonstop.
will be neglectful,
I thought you were gonna clean up today.
and insincere about the truth.
Yeah, I'm totally
I will also say sorry for repeatedly pausing, but Scientology does not believe in psychology or psychiatry in any way, and they hate them with the burning passion of 1,000 suns, so they do not believe in depression, ADHD, or any of that.
Great.
still planning on it, I swear.
Right.
And though they are too careless to be truly trustworthy,
You know what I did do?
Too careless to be truly trustworthy. That's fucking mean.
It's just mean spirited, dog. Like, fuck. And you know what sucks is they're wording it in a way that to especially like this modern climate can seem reasonable, and that is dangerous.
That's why it's an intro course.
Yeah.
And they want to make it sound all smart and shit. And it's just emotion. People experience them differently. Fuck off with your everyone's the same bullshit. And I also have to share with you this, which is called the Hubbard Chart of Human Evaluation.
The human evaluation.
This is associated with the tone scale. And it's supposed to predict behavior in different sections. So behavior, it's like physiology. So let's say we look at 4.0, excellent at projects, execution, fast reaction time, near
accident
no
proof.
psychosomatic illnesses, nearly immune to bacteria.
You get superpowers if you're a 4. That's
you
it.
get
Like you
superpowers if
literally
you're a Scientologist.
highly resistant to common infections, no colds at all.
Now, also as lore, when you get to the state of clear, that is supposed to be a state where you don't get colds anymore. Not the case.
No.
But there's the one thing I wanted to show you. If you're at 2.0, severe sporadic illnesses. But arthritis at 1.5.
You get arthritis out of anger.
Chronically ill at 0.1. But if you look at sexual behavior and attitude towards children.
Oh, I hate that those two are together. I hate that those two are together.
Oh, yeah. So let's look at 1.1, will we? Promiscuity, perversion, sadism, and irregular practices, use of children for sadistic purposes. Perversion's not defined here, but it is defined in Dianetics, the Modern Science of Mental Health, which is their original founding book. And it calls gays and lesbians perverts.
There it is.
So there's the proof, even if it doesn't say it directly.
Yeah, 1.5, rape, sex as punishment.
The fact that that's higher.
Yeah, brutal treatment of children is higher, and rape and sex as punishment is higher than promiscuity. Okay, can we just talk about like irregular practices, because that is such a wide variety of things that it could be.
It just means kink.
Probably.
Because this was made in like originally made in like 1950s.
Oh, okay. Then
We're going from that era.
Got it. Okay, then yeah, that's exactly what it's saying then. Okay. Interest in children at 3. Love of children.
And they don't change it because it's Hubbard.
Yeah.
they still at least have fair value as a friend.
Got you some concert tickets for your date tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Well, my boy's clearly
What the hell are you
depressed.
doing?
An antagonistic person will twist the truth to harm others.
Swinging it all over the place, you're gonna hit somebody. Just put it down.
They're hostile and nagging and critical,
Not there.
and their value as a friend is poor.
Can you do anything right?
Now, the most dangerous tone level of all is covert hostility.
Well, I signed up for some fashion design classes.
Really?
Here is the person who smiles to your face and then stabs you in the back.
I love you, sweetie. And
Was that a smile?
It looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, was that? That wasn't. that was not a smile. That was just straight up like catty, like fucking.
You're like, you
Holy.
can't have any dresses other than that, right? Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I know that you have your own personal look.
Their conversation is filled with small barbs.
Designers have to have a lot of talent, and not very many people make it.
Because they're secretly trying to upset you or even destroy you without you being aware of it.
Pretty sure she's aware of
Want
it.
to destroy you.
They
That's their
actually.
main focus.
Holy shit. They want to annihilate the non-believers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't set your heart on it, okay? I don't want to see you get hurt.
At the bottom of the scale is the tone level of apathy.
I don't even know why we bothered building this thing.
Here is the person who talks hopelessly.
No one's gonna use it anyhow.
In terms of bad things for which there's no remedy.
I mean, everybody's happy just to get paid right now, right?
Then what?
At this point, there is so little life left in the person that they have the barest functional control of themselves, let alone any value as a friend, or a spouse, or as an employee.
Yeah, if you're going through burnout, you have absolutely no value as a human being.
Yeah, you are tied to your productivity in Scientology. Not anybody not like the regular parishioners who walk in, but staff and the Sea Org.
Yeah.
You are your statistic. If your statistic is down, you are possibly suppressive. You are possibly trying to sabotage everybody. So imagine working with that mindset where you can't trust your colleagues.
Oh man. It's already
In
such
fact,
an isolating it's already such an isolating, organization. The fact that you can't even rely on the people actively around you as staff make it that much more isolating.
Yeah, and they have a few different things to make them even more robotic. There's one thing they have called no case on post, which means post is your job, but case refers to your auditing or any of the Scientology counseling you do or anything emotionally related. So you can't be crying at work. That's case on post. You also just can't talk about your auditing with other people. That's supposed to be between you and the auditor and the case supervisor. But yeah, just where was I going with this? Oh, and they also have an abbreviation called HE&R, which stands for human emotion and reaction, and it's basically considered negatively when you're working on staff, despite the fact that you're working on staff so much that you don't have time to fucking process shit. You'll be there if you're in the Sea Org, you're working 12, 16-hour days, going straight home to bed, waking up and doing it all again tomorrow.
Holy shit, that's a really long time. What are you even doing?
It all depends. Are you in international management? Are you in a Scientology church where you're delivering courses and counseling to the public? It all depends on where you're placed. You could be doing renovation work, tearing shit down, pulling out asbestos without protective equipment, cleaning dumpsters, toilets with toothbrushes. Very militaristic in their punishments.
Hired them in your business, this person would probably destroy it through neglect and carelessness. As you can see, who we associate with is crucially important. But if you can identify a person's emotional tone, you can reduce or eliminate the risks involved in all your human interactions. In Scientology, there is a chart which shows the various characteristics.
The chart of human evaluation.
And there it is, column 4, sexual behavior. There's 1.5 right down there. They didn't show the 1.1 part.
I wonder why.
I tried asking them about that one time. When I went in 2017, I took their personality test. and I talked to someone. I said I asked them about this whole thing, and they were trying to say it's like, oh, it's not meant to be in the book. It's a squirrel thing. It's squirreling is when you alter L. Ron Hubbard's technology and use it differently than the church expects you to use it. And they don't like squirrels. However, there are quite a few independent Scientologist groups out there that don't like David Miscavige, but still believe in the original tech. So they practice it on other people, and without like the confinements and the restrictions that the church provides. It's a lot more of a free environment.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah.
Statistics found in people at these levels, so you can learn how to accurately predict what a person at that level will do. It covers dozens of different areas of behavior, from a person's ability to handle responsibility, to how truthful they will be, and what method they use.
Wait, did that just say reality, and then can we just like reverse it back like ever so slightly?
Used to handle dozens of different
it was a little bit after this.
Areas of behavior, from a person's ability to
right there, reality agreement. That
let's find that part in this chart here, because I've got the chart up in the other window.
Reality, but agreement. That is just.
Now, there's another concept I need to throw at you. It's called the ARC triangle. It stands for affinity, reality, communication. They believe that these are the 3 points that make up understanding. So they believe affinity, obviously you're liking for somebody. Reality, they consider agreement. And communication is communication. But they say if one goes down, then the other two go with it. But they connect them. So they're like, you wouldn't talk to somebody who doesn't agree with you on what reality is. Like you see a table there, they don't. Type shit. Yeah, type shit, Carmen. Type shit. I've been using that a lot lately. I don't know why. Anyway, hold on. Let me see if we can find the reality section.
Affinity, reality, communication.
That's another course. So if we look at reality and we look at 1.1, doubt of own reality, insecurity, doubt of opposing reality. What does opposing reality mean? Talks in apparent theta, which means good news or positive things, but vicious intent, lies. Listens little, but mostly to cabal or gossip. Why? What cabal?
Lies, I love Mortal Kombat, but also lies again twice.
What else?
That's comm lines. Just completely like it's Far Cry 3. We're cutting communication lines.
Yep. I'm cutting your comm, which means interrupting somebody.
Oh, is that what it means? That's crazy.
Cuts comm lines could mean it can mean a few different things. So in this case, cutting comm lines in your case literally does mean like not forwarding a communication to somebody or not forwarding a message to somebody. But in some cases, if you interrupt a Scientologist, they might say to you, hey, don't cut my comm. They have a whole language.
That's crazy.
And as much as I would love to share it with you right now, it would take hours.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a whole new like set of lingo and everything like that, it makes sense. But this is crazy. It assumes responsibility in order to destroy.
Uses responsibility to further own ends. So corrupt politicians are at a 2. Trump's at a 1.5.
Yeah. Accepts alarming remarks literally. Brutal sense of humor.
Isn't alarming remarks like what? The fact that they don't give examples is what pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I could assume probably just like, oh, you hear the sky is like it's raining cats and dogs, and they're like, what? It's raining cats and dogs. If someone or something is real to you, you have affinity with it / them. That's why reality and affinity appear together. I have an ARC break if I don't like it / you.
Yep, That's what it's called when you are out of ARC with somebody. It's called an ARC break, and they actually do that. They cover that in Scientology counseling in the beginning of every session. It's called the rudiments, which are what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, ARC. So it's, do you have an ARC break with anybody? Do you have a present time problem with a present time problem or any missed withholds, which means, do you have any sins you haven't told me yet? They believe that those three things are like the most common three things that need to be handled before a counseling session begins.
So it's like confession every single time.
It's confession if the meter reads on it. Trying to think. So a person may ask, an auditor may ask a patient or a pre-clear, may say, do you have an ARC break? They're not asking the person. They're just asking and seeing how the meter responds, their little fucking device. It can respond without the person answering yes or no. If it responds, if it reads in a certain way, they have a whole bunch of different needle patterns. If it reads in a specific way, then they take it up. They go, do you have an ARC break? Like, they'll ask it again, and then they'll try to dig into it. As long as the meter reads on it, they're going to try to get into it. It doesn't matter whether you say, no, I don't, or I can't think of anything. They're just going to keep digging. Shit.
Handle responsibility, to how truthful they will be, and what method they use to handle others. You can also learn how to identify someone's chronic tone level simply by noting what they do with their eyes.
Ah, yes, because that's a reliable source of truth.
Yeah. The eyes are a gateway to the soul, they say.
Once you know how people will behave in any given circumstance,
Boss, I got it.
you'll always know who your friends are, who you should associate with, and who you can trust. With this knowledge, you can form relationships that will help secure your success and well-being in all your endeavors.
I mean, isn't this whole thing mainly just don't be a dick?
Yeah, essentially just don't be an apathetic dickhead, truly.
Cool, good job.
And that was just the intro video. We haven't even started the fucking course yet.
I know, my God. Also, interesting, like, final, I guess a little, like, psychological thing of, like, having the last word being said once the video finishes. Good job.
Yeah, yep. Basically, this whole thing, it ends up after you, like, are in for long enough, it just becomes basically don't trust non-Scientologists.
Yeah. Don't trust any of them.
All right.
They're conniving eunuchs.
Doing that. What the fuck? Yes, share this tab. Why were you not? All right, so I will read, and if you have any commentary, feel free to let me know. Emotional means having to do with emotion. Oh yeah, that's another thing with study tech, with the way they study. Definitions of words are like the most important thing in the world to them. Making sure you understand your definitions. I get it. I mean, that's whatever. I get if you don't understand something and you want to pull out a dictionary to look it up. That's fine. But they go 3 times as hard on it. So they're in study tech. I know I'm spoiling more courses, but there's physiological signs that they are taught to look for in students that indicate a misunderstood word. I'm pretty sure. Wait, that's lack of mass. Hang on. Basically, what is it? A washed out feeling, a not there feeling, and a sort of nervous hysteria will follow in the back of that. What else? Also, a misunderstood word is the only reason a student leaves a course room, leaves a course early, like not finished, doesn't finish it, is because they have a misunderstood word.
Mhm.
It's never the church's fault. It's always yours.
Yeah, fully.
And as it's literally just as soon as we'll just make you look up as many words as we can until you agree with us. That's literally all it is.
Great. Love it.
Oh yeah, if you also yawn, you have a misunderstood word.
There it is. Yeah, you know, it's not like you're tired or anything. It's
Well,
you're
if you didn't get
misunderstanding.
enough sleep, why are you coming on course? Go see the ethics officer.
The ethics officer.
They have a little mini like police force.
What?
Well, not police force, but like they have an ethics team. It's in Division 1. There's 7 divisions in a Scientology church. Division 1 is HCO, the Hubbard Communications Office, which covers ethics, hiring, and personnel. So it's like your HR kind of thing.
Don't trust fellow Scientologists either. They'll write a KR knowledge report, and you'll be an ethics EG telling a friend/family member, "I stifled a yawn on course."
I stifled a yawn on course.
Yeah,
Yep, and a KR is just another word for the
Fuck am I?
culture, basically. That's why you can't trust anybody, because if you say anything negative, someone's likely to report you.
So like, I know obviously we got to continue with this, but like,
I'll go on with this for as long as we can. We can make this a part 2 if we have to. I don't give a shit.
when it comes to like, I guess like reporting someone, do you get like any benefit from it, or are you just a fucking narc? Like
You are taught by Hubbard to be a narc, because if you are not a narc and if you know about the behavior and you do not report on it, you are just as guilty as the person doing it. You are treated the exact same way. You are punished in the exact same way.
Love it. Love it.
That's why they do it. It's not because they're afraid of like, they're not afraid of, oh, what'll my friend think of me? No, they're doing this because, oh, my church is going to get me in trouble. So.
Great. Fantastic. We love it.
So where the fuck was I? Some examples of emotion include cheerfulness, boredom, and fear. Tone means the emotional state of a person. This can be over a very short or very long period of time. A scale is a series of steps or levels arranged in a sequence. See what I mean about the fucking definitions? The emotional tone scale shows all the emotions a person can experience at any time in his life. The tone scale also tells you how a person can be expected to behave at any time. When a person is at a certain level on the tone scale, he behaves in a certain way, hence the Hubbard chart of human evaluation. Therefore, by knowing what each level is, you can then predict how a person will behave. There are only a few basic emotions on the tone scale. At the top, there's enthusiasm, which they define here, despite the fact that they define it here. And just below that, you have a person who is just happy about whatever he's doing. Is that not enthusiasm, or is that contentment? Oh, I gotta figure this out. One of my friends made a modified version of the tone scale, and I gotta get that from them because I want to show you at some point. I'll just say this: Tilty Bird, if you find yourself in the chat for this video or watching it on the replay crew, can you please send me your altered tone scale? And I want to share it with Kanaya. All right, where the fuck were we? And then just below that, you have an emotion where a person is holding himself back from being openly happy. You get the feeling when you observe this emotion that the person is just a little bit afraid to reach towards something. This level on the tone scale is called conservatism. What?
Okay.
Why haven't you defined conservatism?
I wonder why. I wonder why that is.
Why? All right, let me see the definition of conservatism according to Webster's. Conservatism is a cultural, social, and political philosophy and ideology that seeks to promote and preserve traditional institutions, customs, and values. Another part of Scientology, definition reframing. So once you start using their language, you kind of don't know how not to do it. And that's one of the biggest things that Scientologists have problems doing when they leave the church, is dropping the language.
I can imagine. I mean, you've had to, for as long as you were in, the organization, literally alter your language. That's hard to stop using like certain words and everything like that. To some people at least, but yeah, what if this is? It just gets crazier literally as the words go on. Like it's just a ramping build. Like
We're like 3 main paragraphs in. And we're already in this stream for 30 minutes.
This is crazy. I mean, there was also that video, which was
true.
probably like 3 minutes long.
6.
6.
Took us like 15 to get over it.
Great.
Below conservatism, we find the tone level of contented. Why?
Wait. Yeah, that doesn't. How does that? So they just want you to be.
He is satisfied. Just below enthusiasm, we have a person who's just happy about whatever he's doing. Are those not the same thing?
Yeah, is that not like you have to be overly excited? It's a dev T to go out 2D. The lingo.
It's developed traffic, which is another word for unnecessary communications. Out 2D refers to the second dynamic of existence, one of those courses that you were looking at earlier, which refers to sex, family, and now creativity for some goddamn reason.
Got it.
So if you're in the Sea Org, say, and you have sex before marriage, that's out 2D. And if you, for Dev T, if you're a boss and your junior comes to you complaining about something in a department that's not yours or something that you don't cover, you'll be like, what are you coming to me for? Quit Dev T-ing me. Or that's Dev T. Kind of things that just block up production.
Yeah.
All right. Below this level of contented for some goddamn reason. Hold on, wait. I wanna work on my own. So we have enthusiasm, contentment. What else? Enthusiasm, contentment. I'm gonna call it. Hold on. What? I'm not gonna call it conservatism. I'm gonna call it hesitation. Because that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like someone who's, because this is a little bit afraid to reach towards something.
Yeah, like
conservatist or conservative, then you're not even bothering to reach.
Yeah.
The more I read this, the more I'm like, how did I not pick up on this before? What the fuck? Below this level, we get boredom. Boredom is where nothing is wrong, but nothing is happening. The person feels that the things he wants to do are just a little bit too hard for him to do, so he isn't doing them. No.
That's not.
First off, that's called procrastination.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing. But it really is like, this is insane, like business talk. Like this is literally like corporate speech. Almost.
Wait till we get to the corporate courses. There's a thing called WISE, World Institute of Scientology Enterprises, which is a front group of the church related to putting Hubbard's management technology into businesses, outside businesses. A lot of dentists, chiropractors, and a few other, I don't know exactly what types of people are attracted to WISE, but the most common ones I hear are dentists and chiropractors.
Interesting.
But yeah, they have to pay for the materials, they have to pay for the training on how to use them, and WISE is kind of like a consultancy thing. People also start their own Hubbard management consultancy companies, so then they teach the tech to other people, or technically I can't say they teach the tech because that's another thing. This can branch on forever, but there's something called in-court Scientology courses. They have a rule: no verbal tech. The course supervisor walking around the room and checking on students' progress and helping them is not a teacher. They're not there to teach any subjects. Every student is learning their own course at their own pace. The course supervisor is meant to help students react to students when they have those physiological reactions for the different barriers to study. which is lack of mass, not having the actual physical thing that you're learning about in front of you. So like you could be reading about a tractor, but you don't have a picture of it or an actual tractor to look at and touch and figure out. And that solution involves the clay table, which is where you go to a table and you build the thing out of clay. Now they have rules for the clay table that I'll go into later. But I keep branching off. I keep forgetting where I was at, but that's how this goes. Anyway, there is nothing dangerous present, but there is nothing exciting either. He's not running from anything. He's not going toward anything. He's sitting there in one spot, not really doing anything. That's boredom. So you got most of that right, except for procrastination.
Yeah.
When you try to get a person who is bored to do something, he will be just a little unfriendly and irritated towards you. Why will they, if they're bored, aren't they looking for something to do?
Yeah, like in what fucking realm? Like, obviously, since is this the updated version, or is this the like stuff like the rules and like kind of like thought process like from like the 50s?
This is the thought process of Hubbard. This is exactly the thought process of Hubbard, just translated to the modern day. Not translated. They literally, like, half the time they'll copy his words word for word in these fucking courses.
It's so weird because like in the 50s, like, was boredom seen as aggressive? Like I just like something about that just seems like so weird and like
I don't think it's a 50s thing. I think it's a Hubbard thing.
Okay.
If it doesn't make sense for the time period, then it's most likely a Hubbard invention. All right. Below and wait. What? Oh, he will be just a little unfriendly and irritated towards you. He goes a little bit down on the tone scale. So the next one below boredom is antagonism. Antagonism is a feeling of annoyance and irritation someone has caused by other people moving closer to or communicating to him. Is antagonism annoyance and irritation, or is antagonism about literally like sabotaging somebody?
I would almost feel like, yeah, it's, the active intention of causing disruption. Like it's, this is so weird. Obviously, since I have no background knowledge on this period, I am fully like, I'm completely green on this. It's just like, it's so weird. Like these are such, like I can see how they like start to branch off further, and it's just so, it's fascinating, but it's genuinely just like, this is a thing, like, with myself as a whole, organized, religion or groups or, both, I've always just kind of felt like I've never like fit into them, just because I don't necessarily understand how you can necessarily like censor your self or expression, or like really just like get put into these wicked defined ridges of like, hey, this is what this needs to be, even if those are necessarily like positive things. It's just like, everything is so black and gray, and yet things like this just make it so like it can only be one way. And it's like, how can people agree to like be like, yeah, I want things to only be one way? Like it's almost like some form of like they're like refusing like ego death to the extreme. And it's just it's fascinating. It's genuinely just like, this is so bizarre in every single form. And they're also trying to just like, obviously, since this is just an intro course, they're really just trying to pussyfoot around, like, hey, we don't want you to be this way. So, like, obviously, since you have way more knowledge on me on this, when it gets further into the courses, does it just straight up be like, you can't do this, you can't do this? Like,
yeah, and I can show you the document to prove it. It's called the Student's Guide to Acceptable Behavior. It is a policy letter written by Hubbard in the 60s.
That's
Please hold.
crazy. This is crazy. This is. I could like. I guess it's the same kind of. They will check your misunderstood words until you agree. Wow, fantastic.
And if you don't understand a word in the definition that you're reading, you have to look that up too. So
Great.
now you're on a word chain. That's what they call it, word chains. But there's specific ways you have to clear your words. So you have the word that you don't understand. You go to the dictionary, you find the definition that applies to your word. You read it, you put it in, you put the word in about 10 or so sentences just to make sure you understand how to use it. You also have to look into the etymology of the word. You have to look up any idioms for the word. And then once you're done with that, you need to do the same thing to the other definitions of that word.
That's so much work just for talking. Why? Why make existence hard? Like, why just make it difficult? It makes no sense. Also, side note, hi, Professor. I'm Kanaya. I'm Holly's friend from college.
Yep, and I figured that they would get a laugh out of seeing all this bullshit for themselves. And besides, it's been a while since I've actually talked to you, so I mean, we can also just catch up. So.
True. Yeah.
But all right, so let me find the Student's Guide to Acceptable Behavior. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Come on. Oh wait, I'm not even sharing the fucking thing. I keep forgetting that. God damn it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nope, not doing that. I'm sharing this. Okay. Student Guide to Acceptable Behavior, page 475. So these are all the policies that it references. Now, mind you, these were also all written by Hubbard. Everything was written by Hubbard until after like 1986 or 1985. 1986, he died January 24th. So anything after that is all David Miscavige's creation.
What does it mean by blown students?
Blown students means a student who leaves the course without authorization or without finishing the course. Like when I said the misunderstood word and you just abruptly walk out, that's blowing the course.
Got it. Okay. So like just like the most like proper, like it's just word for, okay, got it. Okay.
Yep. So adhere completely to the code of a Scientologist for the duration of the course and behave in a manner becoming to a Scientologist at all times. Now, mind you, this is the Division 4 course room. This is when you're learning to be an auditor.
Yeah.
What we're doing is the Division 6 course room, which is the public-facing division. So their courses and their course supervisors are going to be a lot less strict than Division 4. We'll look at the code of a Scientologist later. I'm not going to keep branching off, but I'm going to probably end up doing it anyway. So sufficient food and sleep, hence, if you don't get enough sleep, why are you in course? Go see the ethics officer. When being a pre-clear B1, not a student or auditor. So if you're a patient, be a patient. Don't be anybody else. I don't know why they need to specify that.
Yeah.
Get off all your known withholds. Tell us all of your sins. Know definitely that you have absolutely no hope for case advancement, for auditing enlightenment advancement, unless you get these sins off to your auditor. So if you are not getting positive gains from Scientology or wins, then something's wrong with you. If you don't know something, see a course supervisor. Do not ask other students, as this creates progressively worsening errors in data and can invite verbal tech. That's what I wanted to talk about. Verbal tech, there's a rule called no verbal tech, where literally if you ask the supervisor about something and like you don't understand something Hubbard said, they're going to maybe point you to the reference that explains it or point you to like an encyclopedia article or whatever. Verbal tech is when the supervisor tells you the information straight up, even though they're not supposed to be doing that. And verbal tech is considered one of the, I don't know if it's a high crime or if it's just a crime in Scientology. I'm pretty sure it's a high crime.
A high crime is, I guess, because like they don't want anything being bastardized by a person who could possibly forget it, so they want to like buy the
They
book.
don't want it being squirreled. Everything needs to come out of the founder's mouth. So, students, this one's just from the 1960s. Students may only use the coin box telephone during non-class periods. You must complete a student leave of absence routing form in order to be granted leave from course. You cannot just get up and leave. You have to ask permission and fill out an entire fucking form.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it's so funny. All right, first off, I have missed a lot of people. Hello, Journey. Hello, Professor. Hello, SP Crusader. Hello, Irish. Hello, No Face. I miss anybody else? Hello, Kathy. And I think that's it. Hello, DeCosma. All right. Do not consume any alcoholic beverage within 24 hours before any course period. You're not supposed to drink before any course or auditing.
What the fuck? You can't have aspirin before a course?
Yes. So this is where we get into the strict shit. Scientology believes that most of your problems are psychosomatic and can be audited away using their counseling procedures. So if you have headaches or pains or something, you need to audit that. You can't take a pain medication because that's just covering the issue with a Band-Aid. We need to get to the root cause, hence auditing.
Yeah, my muscle damage from my car accident is definitely just all psychosomatic.
Well, no, if there's actual physical muscle damage and like you have proof of that shit, not that you need to provide it, but like if you have actual deterioration of something, then obviously they're going to be a little less strict on that. But it's like if you have a fully functioning and sound nervous system, no.
Got it.
Oh wait, you can't do it without the approval of the director of training and the one who oversees the auditing in your church, in your local church.
Fantastic.
Do not give any auditing to anyone under any circumstances without direct permission of the D of T and K supervisor. That's fair enough because auditing is a specific thing. And if you're doing courses, you're not meant to be actually auditing somebody. You're just going to be twinning back and forth with somebody and practicing. Do not receive any auditing from anybody under any circumstances. So if you're on course, you're not an auditor. If you're on course, you're not being audited. If you're being audited, you're not on course.
That's an epidemic. Interesting.
But there is a moment. Let me pull up my database. Yes, I have a database of many things. So let me pull up my events one. Come on, load up, you piece of shit. All right, and then I will share. I'm just going to share this screen for now. So we are looking at the LRH motorcycle accident. Back in Queens, Hubbard was told it was safe for him to go back to the ship, which means the Freewinds ship. Oh, no, sorry, not the Freewinds. That's their modern-day cruise ship, where I'm talking about the Apollo, which is how the Sea Org started at sea in the late 60s to mid-70s. They were at sea. And then they came to Clearwater, Florida.
And some image pictures. Sorry, everyone's talking about the aspirin stuff right now, and interesting. So, like, it interferes with the ability to create mental image pictures, and then also was that like believes that there was an aspirin epidemic.
I don't know what the quote is from. I'd have to find it, but it could be from a lecture. It could be from a policy letter. I don't fucking know. He has over 3,000 lectures. And they're like 30 minutes to 90 minutes long, and you just have to hear the founder go, bah, 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 bah. It's so fucking boring. So fucking boring.
This is so getting behind like the thought processes like behind this, you know, it's interesting. It really is. Yeah, this is wild. This is wild. Oh man.
Hubbard ended up taking painkillers from cracked ribs. So, and there was also, where was it? There was something else where like everybody got sick on the ship. A bunch of people got sick on the ship, and they were trying to, wait, where is it? Spitting orders. Nope.
Yeah. So when we say ship, are we just referring to like an actual ship, or is this?
We are referring to a fleet of ships.
Oh shit! Okay.
A fleet of 3, as far as I'm aware. So Sea Org ships. We're not looking at the Free Winds. That's their modern day cruise liner thing that fucking delivers
I'm not
the
surprised.
highest of Scientology auditing. But we're looking at the Apollo, a giant cattle ferry. Hold on, Apollo ship. I don't want the Apollo Stars. That was a musical group on the ship. This was the Apollo. Why
Oh.
is it so blurry. God damn it.
My days.
Yeah, it was a little cattle ferry, and Hubbard was with his group of loyal Sea Org members out on this ship. Oh god, what the fuck? I have to pull up my ship names fucking document now.
No,
Organization.
I yawned. I'm withholding. No, misunderstood. Fuck, I can't remember what the phrase was.
It's either misunderstood, missed withholds.
Yes.
But yeah, so he had a fleet of 3 ships. The Enchanter, Diana, or something like that. All I know is there were 3. I don't remember what names Royal Scotsman became the Apollo. I want to say the Enchanter became the Diana. Yes, he did. He had to flee from the UK. He had bought the Maharaja of Jaipur's house in 1959 at a place called St. Hill. That was called St. Hill Manor in East Grinstead, Sussex. And it is their UK location for like some of their higher level auditing practices, OT levels and stuff like that. But you can also go there if you are a person who is training to be a Scientology auditor. You can go there for coursework and stuff like that. A lot of people, he used to, Hubbard in the 60s, in the early to mid 60s and the probably late 50s. No, they probably didn't start until the 60s. But he would give lectures at St. Hill for training auditors. So they'd be learning directly under him. And that's called the St. Hill Special Briefing Course, which is no longer taught in Scientology, by the way, which is weird.
Great.
Because it's the Class 6 auditor course. And it's supposed to be a chronological study of all of Hubbard's works up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it can take at least a year or so, maybe 2 at least, to get through it. That's probably conservative, but either way. All right, let's get back to the fucking tone scale.
Yeah,
we were on this.
A whole hour. It's only got like 5 paragraphs down, if that.
All right, we got boredom, we got antagonism. Below antagonism, the person's emotion will turn into anger. A person who's angry can be threatened so much that he shows fear. I don't understand the anger to fear pipeline. Is it just like someone who's talking shit and then realizing they don't have the right to talk shit? Like getting put in their place type? The blue asbestos is the Free Winds, Tim. That's the one that they currently have. That's the one that people go and fucking do courses on and auditing and shit. And a lot of Scientologists die from cancer. What else?
Well, you knew performers in the Apollo Stars?
Yeah, Professor Ka Khan was in Scientology in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
A lot of... I still need to talk to them about like most of their story because I don't know jack shit. But let me see if I have them in one of my people databases, because I have like 2,300 names of Scientologists and staff members. Yeah, it blows my mind. And like their jobs and shit and what they took part in and all that. So it helps put the pieces together as I'm going through resources.
Oh man, I am such a fish out of water.
Oh yeah, no, this is all right. Professor Kakan, what do I have? He used to work for Department 3. He was a statistics officer. I don't know anything else about him much. But I am gonna write new most of Apollo Stars now. That's something new that's getting added to your database. So, all right.
Well, yeah, let's continue on with this. Also, the anger to fear pipeline kind of makes sense because like you get angry and then you start to get afraid that like they're gonna like hurt either the ideology or like physically, like cause damage. So then the fear comes in, which is how a lot of that kind of pipeline happens. I can see where they're getting at with that.
I love how I feel like this is one of the only things in this fucking entire thing so far that we could say we actually agree on.
Yeah, that's just think of Anakin. Just think of Anakin from Star Wars. The anger to fear.
Oh my god. Oh, speaking of, there's another Star Wars analogy. Tone 40, which I'll explain later. It's supposed to be you can make someone do something whether they want to or not. You're supposed to be projecting your full intention.
Oh, great. Great.
And one of my ex-Sea Org friends said it's basically thought of like Jedi mind tricks type of shit.
Fantastic.
And if you have true tone 40, supposedly you can move a box or something without ever touching it.
Oh yeah, baby. Let me get that red 40 real quick. Let me just
But didn't they ban that?
Some places have. Not all.
Because I remember RFK Jr. going off about food dyes.
I swear to God, I'm gonna ban all food.
Trying not to choke on my fucking coffee here. That was fucking good.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it, that is like one of the things that I really hope like actually does go through of like banning of like real hardcore like negative like food dyes, but so far no, they just are creating products that don't have it instead, so you can either get the version that has red 40 or the version that doesn't have red 40.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, at least they're doing something.
Which is true. And I will say the products that like originally had red 40 and now don't and now are like the clear versions, there is a slight taste difference. And you know, it's almost not noticeable, but like it still is, and it's kind of crazy.
Like there's something missing, you just can't place your finger on it.
Yeah, like it's not as good. Red 40 is delicious. Let me just say, like, True 40 is delicious. It's great.
Because when I think of that stuff, I think of like the naked Cheetos, naked Doritos, bile stuff. Because I don't know where else they're doing it.
I've seen some drinks with it as well, and they switch over to like a natural kind of like coloring instead. But, anyways, emotional tone scale.
Ugh, I almost don't want to go back to it.
I'm more interested in the talk of Red 40 and RFK. Anyway,
all right. Fear threatened or pushed too much will become grief. Have you ever been so fearful that you're grieving?
No. I will say, I have not. Oh no, actually, yeah. As a trans person, you know, in this administration. Just kind of grieving how everything is because of fear. So yeah, but of course these are starting to like kind of like make sense. Why
You're
wouldn't
falling in love with them?
No, I'm falling. Oh,
Slain in the spirit of Hubbard. By the way, his nicknames are also the Founder and Source with a capital S.
Source with specifically a capital S.
Yes, it is a title. He is the source of all Scientology.
Got it.
What's that say? In the early 70s, the Sea Org had a ship in San Pedro, California. Tori Chrisman was on the ship for 2 weeks until she needed an epilepsy medicine refill. A ship named Bolivar. I know Hubbard had a weird thing about Simone Bolivar and like dictators and authoritarianism and shit like that, or like just leadership. Hold on. Because now, not only do I need to update the Sea Org ships page, I now need to update Tori Crispin's page. I will look at this after. I will look at the chat after. Everyone feel free to spew your knowledge in the chat. I will take notes later. All right. Grief is the inability to escape from fear. I don't think you need to link one to the other.
No, that's not it.
Because I could be running from the police in fear. I'm not grieving anything probably until I get caught.
I'm grieving my freedom. I'm grieving my my ability to not have to worry about police catching me.
I would have just said I'm grieving the loss of my havingness, but that's a Scientology word. Hubbard added NESS to a lot of words, to turn like verbs into nouns.
Yeah, Nintendo Entertainment Super System, fantastic.
Grief pushed or threatened too hard becomes apathy, a complete lack of interest in or feeling for things in general, with the result that a person feels no emotion and has no energy.
Grief I can understand. Fear doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Each one of these emotions has its own pattern of behavior. You mean patterns? It's not one for every person. Angry men do certain things. You can expect an angry man to break things. You can expect him to be dishonest. Why? Where do those two things come in?
Yeah, like I'm really trying to rack my brain around like an angry man will break stuff. Sure, okay, that can happen. But we'll be dishonest when. Oh, I fucking guess. Like if you're angry,
See,
at
you're
someone,
making sense of it.
I don't approve of it, but I can see where their mindset is coming from. Of like, if a person's angry, they're gonna do whatever they can to like take the anger out on people, even if that means lying to like ruin their ability to do something. Like, which is such a fucking backwards mindset of like thought. Like that's reaching like a motherfucker. Truly.
Hubbard does a lot of reaching and digging in his ass to pull shit out. You can expect him to try to control people around him by shouting at them, ordering them, threatening to punish them, or verbally abusing them. You know the I love how they just end it with, you know, the pattern of an angry person.
Yeah, you know.
David Miscavige. You also know the pattern of a person who is afraid, such as a person who's afraid to tell the truth or a person who's afraid to face real facts about what's happening or what he has done. Such a person will change facts instead of facing them. That's an entire Scientology rundown, actually. He will lie about what happened. I call it the gaslighting rundown. Such a person will change facts instead of facing them. He will lie about what happened. He will avoid the truth because it's now very dangerous to him. For example, let's say a person breaks into a home and he's caught by the police. He's afraid of what will happen to him, so he lies. He says he was walking past the house and saw the front door wide open, so he just walked into the house to see if anybody was in trouble. I mean, I get the analogy, but right now I can't think of any counter examples. I know there's some out there. I just can't think of them right now. All I know is I don't trust anything Hubbard says at this point.
Yeah. Oh, so SPC Leany just said the Havingness lecture, like dying of cancer, the Havingness lecture is about page 14 onwards. If you print it off, discusses cancer being a 2D aberration. The assist is to mock up babies and then throw them away. What are we talking
about? Mock up means to mentally create an image of.
So you have to mentally create an image of a baby and then throw away the baby.
Hold on. SP Crusader, can you please let me know when those lectures came out so I can find the actual transcript?
Like just throw away the baby like in the trash, or like just like it's just like mentally like toss away the baby, like mindful.
The baby. I want to almost use that as like a joke now. Toss the baby.
Yeah, toss the baby. My kid's gone. They're out of here.
All right. To someone living in fear, people or other living things in his area are dangerous to him to such a point that he's always afraid and has a definite way of behaving. I'm just thinking of like paranoid schizophrenia.
Yeah, that is kind of where like my thought process was going as well. Purchase science fiction. Yes, that's a good one.
I mean, he is literally the most published author in the world. He has a Guinness World Record for it. He wrote romance, sci-fi, westerns. He wrote fucking everything. And then he wrote this.
Scientology westerns is.
Oh no! He was like writing stuff for Pulp Fiction magazines.
Back in, like actual. Oh, okay. So
30s and 40s. Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, sorry. Probably 20s and 30s. Because then he went into the Navy and was shit. Almost bombed and almost shelled the Mexican. Well, no, he did target practice on an uninhabited Mexican island.
Great.
And spent, I think, close to 48 or 72 hours in his like sub chaser or whatever, putting depth charges on a magnetic deposit.
Sub chaser, isn't that just your average guy at the club? Sorry.
Oh no, that was good. All right. Fuck. I almost would rather keep talking than just read this, but I need to read this because you need to understand the mindset.
Yeah, I've gotta lock in.
He doesn't dare make a direct attack on anything or anybody. He could never walk up to someone and tell the person that he did something wrong. He has to go tell Joe that Bill did something and then make Joe go and tell Bill what he did wrong. What?
So just laziness? So like just straight up like I almost feel like it's more effort to do what they're describing now as opposed to just lying. It's just like
so he trash talks Bill behind his back and then has Joe go and deliver the message. What the fuck? So he's afraid of Bill. Okay. This is called covert hostility. What do you mean?
I too am afraid of Bill Gates, but yeah, what are we talking about with covert hostility?
How is this covert hostility? You just said fear.
It's like Yoda. Anger leads to fear. Fear leads to covert hostility.
Fear leads to grief. Grief leads to apathy. Oh God, Yoda, the Scientologist Yoda giving a lecture?
Someone needs to create a mock-up of Elrond, but
I love
as
that you use
Yoda.
that term properly.
What's up?
I love that you use that term properly. Mock up.
Oh yeah,
Already sounding like one.
you know it. Well, isn't so? Wait, isn't to mock up something to create something, like to create like a rough draft of something?
Yeah, yeah, it is, and it's just a very common term in Scientology. I know it more from Scientology than I do from real life.
Oh, I know it only from real life.
I've never heard anybody say mock up.
Really?
No.
So like with since I'm an artist, and you know we talk about like creating mock-ups all the time for like either.
Oh, that makes sense for like campaigns and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just never actually heard it used in real life.
You're like now you're doing it. Now you're learning with Scientology.
Yeah, no, my brain's been so stuck in this for almost the last 10 years that, yeah. Anyway, this is called covert hostility. Covert means secret or hidden, and hostility is when someone's being hostile, showing hatred towards somebody. I still don't get how that's related to living in fear. Like, how do you go from fear to covert hostility while still describing fear? No. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
Damn.
Oh, you still fishing, babe?
You don't understand what's been happening.
What, you've been getting killed by the fish?
Yeah.
Oh, piranhas. Yeah, that makes sense.
I gotta hurry up and do this before they come down and steal my fish. The birds will come in and steal your shit. Oh my god, this game is hilarious. I wish I could play it with someone.
We'll play it later. All right. People who are afraid behave that way. The person who's in grief can only... Why? Well, now we're back at grief. What the fuck?
Yeah, people die when they are killed.
The person who's in grief can only be handled with the emotion of sympathy. Therefore, he gets others around him to feel sorry for him and help him. He has to depend on them one way or the other for his own survival. He feels that he cannot survive unless he's in grief or sick. And that gets into something called service facsimiles, which is a whole nother thing. The way it's basically how a person makes everyone else supposedly wrong, or it's a way for a person to try to get people to feel sympathy. Sympathy is not a thing in Scientology headspace. You don't have sympathy for another person. Actually, I mean, you don't have sympathy if you're on staff. Public, I mean, obviously might, but you're taught that Hubbard teaches that if you can't do anything else with a person, you can sympathize with them, I guess.
Interesting. Got it. Also, Professor, this is one of the courses.
Yeah, this is an online intro course. But I do have Science of Survival in the archive, so we can always pull that out whenever we need to. It's just a very thick fucking book. Hubbard rambled a lot. And I want to ask you to read Dianetics, but I don't because it's so badly written, so repetitive, and the shit it talks about is just weird. Saying that everybody has like attempted abortions and fucking.
Oh.
It goes into the whole reason for auditing and the engrams. Anyway, you'll learn about that when we talk about Dianetics at some point. The person who's in grief can only be handled with the, we already did that. The way a person in apathy behaves is to just pretend that he is dead. Just play possum.
What?
Have you ever felt apathetic and just pretended to be dead?
Those times when I was swimming in the pool, acting like I was a soldier on fucking D-Day. Yeah.
Oh my god. Who knows?
Yeah.
You may have been a soldier on D-Day in a previous life, because they do believe in reincarnation.
Do they actually?
Yes.
Whoa.
Once you get high enough in the auditing, you will go into past lives. Which leads to false memory syndrome.
So okay, so if they believe in reincarnation, right? Have they tried to find them? Have they
They
tried
don't
to
really
find
have
them?
a way to figure it out. I mean, people have been considered past life clear or a past life Sea Org member or some shit. Yeah, some shit like that. But there's a whole process for that, and I don't exactly know how it works. Oh, Professor, a Scientologist should not sympathize with anyone or anything. It is low tone. Do something else like Scientology instead. Yeah.
Okay, so sympathizing, obviously low tone. Is empathy in the same boat? Is it like seen as a low tone?
You kind of have to. I mean, when it comes to the tone scale, they'll explain how to handle someone in emotional states. Like, you need to be like half a tone above them in order to help pull them up. You can't be like super happy when they're depressed type shit. Again.
So if someone's apathetic, you have to be angry.
Yeah, you have to be like just a little bit above them in order to. Oh no, you might have to be in grief. You might have to pretend to be in grief or something or whatever in order to slowly pull them up that tone scale. So it looks like empathy, but it's manipulated empathy.
There it is.
For example, a soldier goes into battle. Oh wow! Speaking of the soldier example, soldier goes into battle. Bullets start flying everywhere. He can't take it. He won't fight and cannot run away. So he goes into apathy and he falls flat on his face and lies there stiff. I mean, that's just war, dude.
Yeah,
The examples are so fucking extreme.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
God.
Never ever heard him use the word empathy.
Somebody could come along and kick him and think he was dead and move along to somebody else. The enemy bullets don't hit him. He thinks he's in good shape. By accepting the actual fact of death, he becomes dead, and so dangerous things move away and leave him alone. Some people use this pattern as a way to survive in life. If I'm just dead enough, nobody will bother me. Yeah.
I hate that also, like, that last line also made sense. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that they're using examples for people that don't necessarily, and I'm in this category, don't necessarily have like the full like education or like proper knowledge of like the actual mindset behind the words that are being spoken, because like to me like that makes sense. Like, someone that is playing dead in life is going to get ignored in life, so like they don't have to worry, and it's like a low kind of like stress life. That is language that I can understand, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Is it just me, or it's like the one about the war example, the soldiers and the bullets and shit?
That's
Isn't
insane.
that also just a survival tactic?
It is, and it's could somebody describe that as cowardice? Yes, but like I'm not going to. It's a fucking survival tactic. Like,
I mean, I'd do the same thing. I'm gonna be honest. If I was in war, I would just play dead. I don't want anything to do with it.
But we can't even go into war. We're fine. We're trans.
Yeah, exactly. We're not even allowed.
We're not allowed to do anything for this country.
I love how the hatred it's like the hatred makes it less likely that we're gonna get thrown into into one thing of dangerous shit. But we also get like a shit ton of other dangerous shit.
Yeah, it's just a dangerous time.
If you really look around, you can find someone like this. It could be the person who sells papers down on the street corner. You can know a person who's in apathy by what he says. His conversation will be something like, I'm not dangerous. I'm no threat to you. I'm no threat to life. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do anything. Therefore, you needn't attack me. I'm dead.
Who the fuck? What paperboy is speaking like this? What fucking newspaper salesman is like, I'm not dangerous. I'm not fucking dangerous. I'm not.
Those are the people that are dangerous.
Those are the people that are extremely dangerous.
Oh, God. I feel like this got worse since the last time I looked at it.
I am dangerous. Fuck. That's horrifying. It's somebody just like going up to like a convenience store and I'm going to buy like an Arizona and the clerk is just like, I'm not dangerous. I couldn't hurt anybody. I'm dead. I'm leaving the Arizona on the counter and I'm booking it out of there.
Because that dude's about to come back with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, he is about to pull out a fucking 44 and shoot himself in front of me, and I'm not gonna see that.
Speaking of quick exteriorization, that's a thing where the phaeton or the spirit of a person leaves the body. It's called exteriorization.
Okay.
And Hubbard made a joke in a lecture about a process for immediate exteriorization. It's called R245. It's about using a 45 to just shoot someone in the head. Yeah, they're gonna exteriorize when they're dead.
Yeah, fantastic. Great.
God.
Well, that's it. Yeah, he's a war vet. It makes sense. He was in the Navy. There's bound to be like
He
a,
was a failed war vet.
Oh no!
You should see his faked war record.
Yeah,
it gives him like 20-something awards when in reality he got like 3 and 2 of them were basically just for participating in the war.
fantastic. Love it.
Never saw an actual day of combat, which he says he did, which resulted in his injuries, which resulted in him creating the Dianetics practices. So that little bit right there, the fact that he did not have any war injuries, but tried to scam the Navy out of a bunch of money, like just through like faking disability.
Wow.
Where was I going with this? What was I talking about before the fake? Oh yeah. Without the war injuries, there is no foundation for Dianetics. So
not just injuries as a whole. It has to be specifically war injuries.
Oh no. War injuries. They said he created Dianetics. He created like the beginning stuff of Dianetics while he was in the naval hospital.
Yeah. Oh, I sprained my toe, so let me just create the entirety of one of the legs of my newfound religion while I'm waiting for a cast.
It's more like pink eye and ulcers.
Shit, I mean, Elron are the same.
Yeah, and he actually has a document called the Affirmations, which is like not self-hypnosis, kind of is. It's literally just affirmations that he told himself in like the late 40s when he was at Jack Parsons' house. Jack Parsons is a rocket scientist from Caltech from the early days who was also into black magic and sex magic under Aleister Crowley, who ran the Ordo Templi Orientis.
Yeah.
So Hubbard took part in these rituals with Jack. And also they got a woman in named Marjorie Cameron to try to do the Moonchild ritual. To try to create the Antichrist, basically.
Fantastic.
So that happened. Shit, I just dropped a bunch of fucking beats. Where they go?
Yeah, they successfully made the Antichrist. His name is Ted Cruz.
Oh God, if I find out Ted Cruz is fucking Hubbard's baby, or no, Jack's baby. Where the fuck did that thing go?
There it is. So I knew about like R245 is in the list of R2 processors.
Wait, is it actually in the creation of human ability? Professor, just let me know, because I have that book too.
Fight, slight, freeze, faint, or fawn. What's fawn? Is the fawn not
Fawning is
freeze?
people-pleasing.
Oh, people pleasing. Oh, so like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. For example, when I was dealing with my childhood bullshit, I would just either try to fawn. I would just try to make it so that they weren't angry at me anymore.
Yeah, same.
What else?
I'm gonna use that in my Delta Green campaign now because it was only fight, flight, or freeze, but faint or fawn is really good.
Yeah, it's actually. I think it's actually been added to the list of like survival mechanisms.
Cool.
All
right.
What else? Oh, I suppose you had great news about a new project that you were excited about, and you shared it with people on different levels of the tone scale. How would they react? Someone in grief, for example, thinks he's very close to death, and that it is all hopeless anyway. I mean, I've grieved for people. I've never considered myself close to death.
Yeah.
What the fuck? To him, there is no use going on, and life is pretty much a painful experience. And I thought that was apathy. He wants to sit there and feel sorry for himself. That's the way someone in grief acts. He will deal with everything in life this way, including your great news. What? What about someone in fear? To him, his life is under continual threat. He will make unimportant anything you tell him that is exciting. And anytime you're enthusiastic about something you're going to do and try to include him, he will make you unimportant and worthless as well. Why? What? Okay. I'm trying to think of a scenario where that's actually relevant.
I honestly can't think of one.
I know it's a stretch, but I'm thinking about a happy person coming up to a sad person and just being like, hey, you want to do this? And the person might say no, I'm not in the mood, or some shit like that. They're not going to call the person who's asking them the question worthless.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucking... It makes you wonder, who are the fucking people that Elrond grew up around? You know what I mean?
Seriously,
fucking cruel individuals.
If you went to a man who was very conservative and you said, we've got this great big exciting project and we're going to do it this year, the conservative person will start talking about slowing things down. He might say, well, have you thought about this a lot and have you planned this carefully? First off, that's not conservative. That's just smart.
Aleister Crowley joined the chat.
Which I told Jack Parsons not to trust Hubbard. Did he listen? And that's the thing. Crowley actually wrote to them or to somebody and just said, I can't believe what is it? Parsons and Hubbard are trying to create the Moonchild. I laugh at the idiocy of these louts.
Incredible, truly.
Oh God. And by that, and now think about this. Think about what this means. So conservatism, that's what 2.0. Have you thought about this a lot? Have you planned this carefully? Now they're kind of implying the mindset of don't question anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we have other time, or if we have time in this, I want to show you something called KSW number 1, which is the most important document in Scientology. And it is the most fanatic-inducing.
Fanatic-inducing is crazy.
And by the time you get through talking to this man, you wish you had never spoken to him. He has so many reasons you can't be enthusiastic about this project, but he does not say he disagrees with it. And then you come to someone who's high on the tone scale and the tone level of happiness. You tell him about the project. He says, great. And you tell him it's going to be this and this and this, and you're going to do that. And he says, wow. and this man adds something to it. He makes it more of an exciting project. He's the only one that you can talk to in this way. In summary, when you know the scale of emotions, it's possible to know the way people will act and can see how they behave in life. The only value something has is how useful it is and whether or not it works. The emotional tone scale is, they have to say it. It's definitely useful and certainly works.
Yeah, the only valid way is to use this.
That's how it all is. That's how all of Scientology is. It's either Hubbard's way or the highway, and they actually have a phrase. Take the phrase, what would Jesus do, and substitute Jesus with Ron.
What would Ron do?
They use that as a question to ask themselves.
Wild.
And they say they're not a fucking cult. We finished page 1.
Woo! Hour and a half in, 1 page done.
Would you like to answer these questions? If a person is angry, you can predict which of the following about his behavior. He will break things, yes or no?
Yes.
He will say things that are not true, yes or no?
Yes.
He will agree with you and do what you want, yes or no?
No.
He will shout or verbally abuse you.
Yes.
He will threaten to punish you.
Yes.
He will look scared.
No.
We did it!
Yeah, wow!
Literally just give the same paragraph. Again.
What would Ron do? Is a thing that was used well before. Whoa!
Wait,
So
when did the "What would Jesus do" line came out? When did that come out?
did they?
Hold on.
They took it from them. Son of a bitch! They took everything from them.
Became popular in the United States in the early 1900s, following the 1896 novel called "In His Steps: What Would Jesus Do" by Charles Sheldon. The resurgence of the motto in the 1990s stemmed from the WWJD abbreviation on wristbands that became popular among Christian youth groups. If a person is in the emotion of fear, which of the following can you expect him to do? He doesn't dare make a direct attack on anybody or anything. He wants to hide all the time. He will not be openly happy about what you talk about, or he will be very happy about what you say and shake your hand.
All the above. He's confusing. No, but I think it was the second one.
Wants to hide. Sorry, everything is dangerous to him, so it's a threat.
I'm fucked up.
You have a misunderstood word. We need to go back and find it.
Give it the definition. Show me the play tables.
Yes, I needed the fucking clay table. Oh, God. When you know the scale of emotions, it's possible to know the way people will act and can see how they behave in life. True or false?
True.
Correct.
Boom.
So this is the question you fucked up.
Wow, they made me go back. They made me review it.
If you want to, you don't have to. At least this one lets you skip ahead. Wait, what does that say? 1990s is when I first... Oh, it's when you first heard it. Okay. Oh, yeah, but it probably just went away for a while and then came back in the 90s. I don't know why I'm fucking with this. I get this stupid cow. I don't know why, but I just keep messing with it.
Yes, I mean, I'm playing with my partner's cane, so I get it.
Oh, shit. 2-piece. Nice. You could beat someone over the head with it.
Oh, it's actually...
And turn it into nunchucks.
Yeah, I'm daredeviling it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's... hold on. There it is. Yeah, boom.
I think I have a cane somewhere with, like, a knife in it. Somewhere, like, hidden in the handle.
Nice.
The illustrated tone scale on this page shows you some of the most important tone levels. By the way, how much time do you have? Because I'm worried about going over.
I have about, let's see, it's 12:35 now. Gotta get to my kids for 3. It takes about an hour to get there. I'll just donate it when I'm there. I've got about another hour.
Okay. The illustrated tone scale on this page shows you some of the most important tone levels that you will find in people. It goes from the emotional tone of serenity, which is the full name is serenity of beingness. That's +40. A calm, peaceful state we also call happiness. At the very top, down through enthusiasm, boredom, antagonism, anger, fear, grief, and apathy. Below that, a person can be in the emotional tone of body death. He acts like he is actually dead or could actually be unconscious. So if I'm sleeping, am I in the emotional tone of body death?
Yeah. If you're in a coma, are you in the emotional
You're
state
at
of-
0 on the tone scale. You need to be brought up.
Yeah.
You can use the tone scale to spot the emotional tone level of people that you live and work with, as well as anyone you're in contact with at the time. Being able to spot and know what tone level a person's in, either at that tone level for a brief period of time or always in that tone level, can help you predict how that person will behave when you communicate to him or interact with him. Use this scale to learn how to quickly and accurately spot the tone level of people around you.
It just sounds exhausting. I don't
Oh,
want
it
to
is.
constantly look to someone and be like, what number are you? Like, it sounds fucking. It is exhausting.
Professor says clay tables and demo kits were a waste of time. Oh yeah, demo kits. That's the thing I forgot. So every Scientology course room has a bunch of little tables where you study, and every table has a demo kit, which is like a little bowl full of maybe pencil erasers, rubber bands, paper clips, pennies, thumbtacks, little tiny things you can use to kind of abstractly represent a concept that you're learning about.
Got it.
That's what that's for. Clay tables, a whole other thing. The tones of the emotional tone scale are very exact. No. Every person on Earth is somewhere on the emotional tone scale, and he moves up and down the scale following its exact pattern. I can already tell like a million examples where that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
The emotional tones are also called the tones of affinity. Affinity means love or liking, and it's used here as the idea of how much you like or dislike someone or something. How does your enthusiasm... I mean, I get that, but I don't know. It just feels like that doesn't fit there.
No. I don't think it does.
Because you could be completely happy with at Serenity at the top, but you may still not like something.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily see this if you take someone who's at the top of the scale. Someone in happiness has a lot of love or liking for other people, but a man in anger does not have much love or liking for anyone. Okay. Going from the top to the bottom of the tone scale, a person moves through serenity, enthusiasm, boredom. We're repeating shit again. Hubbard, god damn it.
Yeah.
There are many small stops between these tones, and that's where you get your like 0.15, 0.3, like
0.5, the gray chapter is crazy. Didn't realize that Slipknot was in the church.
I know jack shit about Slipknot.
Oh, I know a bunch.
No. Oh, no.
Did you die again? Yep.
Yeah.
When a person in apathy improves his tone, he feels grief. When a person in grief improves his tone, he feels fear. I have been in apathy so many times, but I'm brought out of it, and I don't feel grief. I just feel like hesitance. I guess I feel conservatism.
Wow.
And then we're just going to go up the scale, blah, 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 blah. People can be in any tone continuously over a long period of time. Grief, fear, blah, 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 blah. Just as we have the tone scale. What?
I got the cane snapped back at me. I got scared.
People can be in any tone. Just as we have the tone scale covering the subject of affinity, we also have one for communication.
Wow.
On the level of each of the emotions, we have a communication factor. Why did you define factor and not communication? One of the things that affect the way something happens or whether it happens. Wow. Naturally, when a person is stuck on any of the bands of the tone scale, he voices communications with that emotional tone. A person who's always angry about something is stuck in anger. Such a person is not as bad off as somebody below apathy, but he's still rather dangerous to have around since he'll make trouble. And a person who's angry does not control things well. The communication of people at these various levels is quite fascinating. Why do you have to say that?
It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
They're trying to make you interested in this.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Wow.
I don't get how people can read this and agree with it.
I don't understand how Tom Cruise could have read this and fucking agree.
Oh, he made it to I think he made it to the highest levels actually. He's OT8.
Oh my god.
And you know how there's always like tabloids and shit that talk about like, oh, Tom left or whatever. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
I have not personally, but
there's a bunch of rumors out about Tom leaving. they're always bullshit because they've got he is like BFFs with the leader. Second, they've got so much shit in his auditing folder that he'd be ruined if he fucking left. They would try to expose him for ruin his acting career too.
Yes. Love it.
It'd ruin that man's life instantly.
Oh yeah, same reason why John Travolta doesn't leave.
He doesn't practice anymore though.
No, he kind of faded out. He's
Emily-
also bi, so he can't get any higher than OT6.
Well, I mean,
Wait, John Travolta's bi?
He's either bi or gay. He's got something going on with his sexuality. There's been quite a few scandals about it.
Whoa, crazy.
I think something related to like his masseuse or something.
Whoa. I know Emily Armstrong of Linkin Park left.
gay.
Oh, she was one of the child labor force. Emily
Oh,
Armstrong was at something called the Pack Ranch, which is a area for children of Sea Org members where they are it's basically a child labor camp.
wow. Fuck. That's
Her
awful.
mother works for OSA, which is called the Office of Special Affairs, which is their spying and harassment department.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. A person who's always angry about something is stuck in anger. How many times you gotta fucking say this?
I
God
know.
damn.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Oh, wait, I already read that anyway. Why? Just as in affinity and communication, there's a level of reality for each of the tone levels. Now we cover ARC. Reality has to do with solids. In other words, the solidity of things and the emotional tone of people have a definite connection. No table can be there whether I want it to or not. What the fuck? I'll still stub my toe on it if I kick it.
Yeah, I am the table.
You are one with the table.
Truly.
People low on the tone scale cannot tolerate anything solid. Are they tolerating like a chair if they're sitting in it while they're bored? Or they're apathetic? Or like, is that not tolerating solids? They cannot tolerate a solid object. The thing is not real to them. Oh, so you mean they're just not focused on it?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm going to call bullshit on that because there's no way, like, I've dealt with so much like really like hardcore like major depressive episodes, and like the one thing that I want is to like sit or lay on an object the whole time, so like I'm realizing that it's there. Like it's not like I'm just like forgetting it. Like that's crazy.
As much as you may mentally be in your own head, you're still gonna know that you got into a bed.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I'm not going to be so low on the tone scale. Like I'm not going to be at my grandma's funeral and just deny the existence of the coffin.
yeah, she's floating there. She's floating there.
Oh god. The thing is not real to them. It is thin or lacking in weight. You mean importance. As they come up the tone scale, the same object becomes more and more solid, and they can finally see how solid it really is. Things are bright to them or very, very dull. If you look through the eyes of an angry man, you would see a world which was dangerously solid, where all the solids appeared as a violent threat. I thought that was a fearful man.
Yeah.
A person, they can't even be consistent. Like, it's 2 pages.
They're consistently inconsistent.
Yes, very contradictory. A person at the level of happiness on the tone scale can see solids as they are, as bright as they are, and likes to have solid things about him. What if you're a minimalist? In other words, as a person goes up the tone scale from the lowest level to the highest, things can get more and more solid. We already said this. Affinity is more closely related to space. In fact, affinity could be defined as the idea of distance, since people who are far apart or close together have different levels of affinity. Have you not heard of a long distance relationship?
No, literally.
Dude.
This is,
Oh my god. What the
that means someone in the Sussex branch can't fuck with someone in the America branch.
I mean, there was a point where David Miscavige enforced that at the International Management Base.
Holy shit, really?
If your spouse was in RTC, the Religious Technology Center, which oversees like all of Scientology and the trademarks and shit, it's not supposed to be managing everything, but David Miscavige is COB RTC and he oversees fucking everything.
Mhm.
At one point, if your spouse was not in RTC, you needed to divorce them.
Why divorce?
There are forced divorces in the Sea Org.
Wow.
Whether it's because the spouse blew or whether it's because they got sentenced to the RPF, which is the Rehabilitation Project Force, which is a Maoist labor camp, basically, except it's a Hubbard labor camp. The one guy I've spoken to, former Sea Org, former like continental level manager, was sentenced to the RPF. He graduated, that's their term for it, in 3 years and 3 months. Now, mind you, in the entire time you're doing it, you're doing backbreaking labor.
Jeez.
You're told you have to run everywhere. You cannot talk to somebody unless they address you first. You need to call everybody sir. By the way, that's just a normal thing. You call your senior sir, regardless of whether or not they're man or woman.
Got it.
So that's the one gender neutral thing about Scientology is that you can be anything, any gender. You can be man or woman. You can't be anything else. Because that's called out of valence. That's another thing. I'm just gonna get back to affinity in space. If you have a lot of affinity for someone, you like sharing your space with that person. What if that space is digital? Someone in happiness likes to have people share his space. But as a person goes down the tone scale, the amount of affinity drops and he cannot have other people sharing his space. Take, for example, a person at the tone level of anger. He does not want anyone in his space. Reality, as we have seen, has to do with solids. Communication consists of now you define it. It consists of the flow of ideas or particles across space between solids or between two or more people. Hold on, what's the actual formula? I'm pretty sure the COM formula is cause is the one who sends the message. Cause, distance, is the medium across which the message travels. Effect, the person who receives the message. With intention to receive or send the message. Intention. Attention, paying attention to the message being sent. Hold on. Cause, distance, effect with intention, attention. Duplication, which means you understand it and you can replicate the concept in your mind. And understanding. So it's cause, distance, effect with intention, attention, duplication, and understanding. That's the more advanced COM formula that I know. I'm sure there's a bunch of more minute shit that Hubbard added to it. What does that say? So this course was compiled by someone in the tech compilations unit or some successor unit. You definitely get crap base the mood Hubbard. You get crap based on the mood Hubbard was in that day that he originally said it.
Fantastic. Sensational, truly.
Affinity, reality, and communication all add up to understanding. To have an understanding with anybody, you must have all three parts. Let's see how this works when dealing with other people and using the tone scale. I really don't want to. Men who can do things are very high on affinity, very high in terms of reality, and are very capable in terms of communication. They're easily understood. So how would you talk to a man? Why has it got to be a man? Fucking sexist pig. Your ability to talk to someone has to do with your emotional response to him. Everyone has different emotional responses to different people around them. To successfully communicate with somebody, you must first have some affinity for him. If you do not care about the other person at all, you will have a great deal of difficulty talking to him. That is certain. The way to talk to someone then would be to find something to like about him and to discuss something he can agree with you about. This is the downfall of most communication. A person does not discuss subjects that the other person has any point of agreement with at all. So communicate to get to an agreement. Like,
yeah, you can't.
You might not have reality with somebody, but you can talk to them for it. You can still talk to them about it and understand.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get this. They don't have to be connected. That with which we agree tends to be more real than that with which we do not agree. There's a definite relationship between agreement and reality. Those things are real, which we agree are real. Those things are not real, which we agree are not real. For example, two men could be joking about the clothing of a third man who's present in the same room and can hear what they're saying. If the man overhearing the conversation does not agree with the discussion, he will drop in emotional tone and will become less real to the two people who are discussing him. Does he become invisible?
No one hears a word.
I'm just thinking of that fucking thing that's like, lonely. I'm so lonely.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? So, one person who is getting shit talked in the room by two other people becomes invisible
to the people who are actively discussing him.
What are we talking about?
Oh my fucking god. Professor, yes, I have affinity for you too. I love you being in my space. I love all of you people being in my space, and I cannot wait for my space to actually become a social network again.
True. Really true.
You have to clay demo the comm cycle on the Hubbard Qualified Scientologist course, and again on the Training Academy Level 0. Yeah. To establish reality, you must find something with which you both agree. Then you attempt to maintain as high an affinity level as possible by finding something you like about the other person. You will then be able to... How do political debates work then?
They don't.
Well, I mean, if it in an ideal political discussion, you would think that they're not going to agree, but they can still discuss those policies.
Yeah, but then you might drop levels. We can't have that.
Ew, this is so gross. I hate this so much. I want to just like, I want to R245.
Damn right.
If you do not have the first 2 points, something you can agree on and something you like about him, it is fairly certain that the third point, communication, will not be present. What about the people who like just go up to random people on the street and ask questions that they don't know? Like street interviews, random street interviews. You don't have to have agreement with somebody. For example, what?
Random street interviews don't exist. They're not real.
They're not scientologically correct.
They're imaginary.
We don't have reality on that.
There's no reality. None.
For example, if you're going to a job interview and just started telling the person interviewing you about the last vacation you had, there would likely be little agreement. The person can still be happy that you went on that vacation. They can still be happy for you.
No, literally. No, you can't show sympathy or empathy. You can't show any positive emotions towards somebody else unless you're happy, trying to get them to the happiness tier.
Trying to get them uptone. But let's say you found out that he owned a large sailing yacht and that was his hobby. You could begin the communication by telling him that you had been aboard a yacht recently and really loved it. There would be immediate agreement between the two of you. I mean, I could see that, but also applied to like kissing ass.
Yeah.
If one really communicates well to people, listens to what they have to say and lets them know they've been heard and says what he has to say to them gently enough and often enough so that it's actually received by them, he will regain his ability to work with and coordinate the actions of people immediately surrounding him. This sounds like magic. And it is. It is Scientology.
An insensitive joke about R245. I am curious.
So angry. I'm wait.
This sounds like magic.
1.5, I think. I don't know. I don't remember the numbers.
You're not gonna fucking believe this. This is magic.
Even though they try to pass it off as a fucking science, and they also try to pass it off as a religion to the IRS. Never mind the fact that they sued the IRS so badly in 1993 that the IRS agreed to give them tax exemption if they stopped the fucking lawsuits. They outsued the IRS.
How? That's... We gotta give a round of applause for that, because that shit's hard to do.
Also need to understand, you need understanding and duplication on this. We need to be in reality about this. That when the Guardian's office was a thing run by Hubbard's wife, Mary Sue, Hubbard's third wife, of which he claims to never have had a second.
What? Tight. All right, continue.
Fuck, where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Where did I start with? We need to have reality on something, and then I forgot.
It was
Hubbard wives.
magic. Assuming the IRS.
Yes. They also committed the largest domestic infiltration of the United States government in history, called Operation Snow White.
Perfect.
5,000 covert agents spread across a bunch of global and local and interior departments and government departments and stuff like that to try to get rid of anything negative that they said about Scientology. Anything negative, like they've investigated about it or anything like that. Just trying to get info on what these governments are saying about Scientology.
That's wild.
Yeah. Only got caught because some cleaning crew lady saw them in like a government building after hours.
They have to be put on some form of like watch list, right? Like,
I mean, there are some countries that do consider them cults and will not give them religious exemption. So they understand. America doesn't. But the problem is with the IRS and any of the government religious affiliation shit, they can't look into the actual beliefs of the religion, which I understand. But it also, like, that's where all of the fucking bad shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hiding in plain sight.
Affinity means love or liking, and it is used here as the idea of how much you like or dislike someone or something. True or false?
I'm sorry, can you say it one more time? Sorry, I was withholding.
What withholds have I missed?
Was a son of a bitch.
Affinity means love or liking, and it is used here as the idea of how much you like or dislike something or someone.
Yes, true.
Good job. When a person moves up the emotional tone scale from anger, what tone will they be in? Boredom, antagonism, grief, enthusiasm, or fear? I don't remember this one.
I think fear was below. What was above anger?
I thought conservatism was above anger. Oh no, that's wait.
I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, boredom. I was gonna say I think it is boredom. No.
Antagonism,
son of a bitch.
Whoops. How do you establish reality in communication? You must find something with which you both agree. You must first tell him that you have a lot of experience talking to people, tell him about the article you read in the paper, or tell him about a frightening disease spreading out of control.
Definitely not the last one. The first one.
Yeah.
Boom.
Fuck off. Observation and the tone scale. Observation is the action of noticing or looking at things. Why did you have to define that? It's something you do every day, but just because your eyes look at something does not mean you've actually observed it. Observation includes the closest possible study of what you are observing, and when looking to find a person's emotional tone, observation is all you need to accurately know where he is on the emotional tone scale. Yeah, don't talk to them.
Yeah, don't. Why would you do that?
Oh my God. The tone scale is an extremely useful tool. Stop telling people that it works.
It just works.
It's like a scammer saying, "I'm not scamming you.
I'm not dangerous.
I'm not dangerous. I am no threat to you. I am dead."
It just works. Todd Howard is a Scientologist, confirmed.
Todd Howard. Why do I know that name? Where the fuck do I know it from?
That is Bethesda's main honcho.
Was he the one responsible for Fallout 76?
Yes.
I mean, it became a good game. I think it started out shit and buggy, though, right?
It was awful.
Yeah, it's still not good.
It's still not good?
It's not good.
It's not good.
Oh, God. But to do this well, you must be able to accurately observe and recognize the person's position on the scale by just looking at him briefly. That's another thing that's considered misunderstood words that they'll treat as a physiological reaction, is if you're reading something out loud and you stumble, you add a word, you leave a word out, if you don't read it perfectly, you have something wrong.
Yeah.
The tone scale is very easy to apply when the person is loud or obvious about his emotional state. For example, you could say that someone was angry because they started shouting and threw a book across the room. That's simple. Or let's say you saw Mary break into tears. Who, Mary Sue, your wife?
Yeah.
Obviously, that one is easy to recognize as the emotional tone of grief. But how about the tone level? Why is it gotta be grief? Why can't you cry over just being sad about something like a fucking sad video, but it doesn't necessarily like end in death?
I'm grieving.
Like what if a puppy had to get a surgery and you were sad for the puppy during the surgery and then you were happy when he came out of it?
I'm grieving the puppy's pain. Son of a bitch.
How about the tone level of a person over a long period of time? This is not the usual good manners and responses a person learns, such as responding with "I'm fine" when he's asked how he's doing. This is called social tone. Social means the way people in groups behave and act when they're together. God, you keep picking the wrong words to define.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
A person's social tone depends on his education and the behavior he has learned from his friends or family that he uses to present himself to others. On the other hand, behind the person's social tone is his actual tone, the one he's at in day-to-day life. That's called masking, but you don't believe in that, do you?
No, and that's exactly what I was going to say.
With practice, you can see through a social tone and observe the actual tone level. How do you do this? You do it the only way you see anything. You observe the obvious. You look at something just for what it is, for what is actually there. The ability to observe the obvious is easy to learn. How do you teach somebody to see what is there? One way is to put up something for him to look at and have him tell you what he sees. A person can practice this on his own or with a group, such as a class. On his own, he could simply select a person or object and observe what is there. A teacher wanting to teach students how to observe would ask one of the students to stand up in the front of the room and have the rest of the students observe him. The teacher stands by and asks the student, "What do you see?" The first answer is, "Oh, well, I can see he's had a lot of experience." "Oh, can you? Can you see his experience? Where do you see it?" "Well, I can tell from the wrinkles around his eyes and his mouth that he's had a lot of experience." "All right, but what do you see?" "Oh, I get you. I see wrinkles around his eyes and mouth." "Good." The teacher accepts nothing that is not plainly visible. A student starts to catch on and says, "Well, I can really see he has ears." "All right, but from where you're sitting, can you see both ears?" "No." "What do you see?" "I see he has a left ear." "Fine. No guesses or ideas will do. Only what is visible to the eye." What teacher is doing this?
We gotta use those eyes that they have right there as reaction images.
I'm sorry, boredom also looks like apathy.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
What you're trying to achieve with this drill is to just learn to observe the obvious. It is to help you get to the point where you can look at another person. The fuck? Jerry Armstrong expresses that based on OT8, the theology of Scientology is actually white Luciferianism. Magically create what you want, an echo of my law of Thelema. Yeah, Hubbard did steal quite a bit of the principles and shit from other people to use in his cult.
Are we surprised in the slightest?
No.
He's like, yeah, I really looked up to like the Omsharenko guys. You know, they just really had something about them.
You know, just something about those sarin gas attacks.
Yeah.
Just speak to me.
You know, their emotional tones. You know, they were all fear. Come on, guys, we got.
I mean, literally, they were though.
Yes, it's true.
This is blah blah blah. This is a drill, but you can do by yourself at any time of day, anywhere you are, such as on a bus or a train, in a restaurant, on the street, or at work. You can get a good idea of a person's actual tone level by looking at what he does with his eyes. At apathy, he'll give you the appearance of looking directly at a particular object for minutes on end. The only thing is, he doesn't even see the object. He isn't aware of the object at all. If you dropped a bag over his head, the direction of his eyes would probably remain the same.
Okay, so we're just treating apathetic people as just fucking literally like a chair. Like they literally don't even exist.
Yeah. They've gone invisible. They've gone so low tone, they're invisible. At grief, the person looks sad and usually directs his eyes down toward the floor most of the time. At fear, the person can't look at you. People are too dangerous to look at. He's supposedly talking to you, but he's looking way over to the left. Then he glances at your feet briefly, then over your head. You get the idea. A plane is flying over both of you. But now he's looking. Why'd you have to specify that?
Yeah. Hold on. What are we talking about planes for, buddy?
Oh, you should see how rambly this motherfucker can get. He'll be teaching study tech, and then he'll just get into photography and talk about like butterfly lighting and shit. And then you have to explain you have to word clear. What the fuck is butterfly lighting? Guarantee you the course supervisor has an entry in an encyclopedia or dictionary ready to give you in case you ask.
Yes.
What if the person's just shy? He looks here and there from place to place. He'll look anywhere but at you.
Are you even allowed to be shy? Isn't that a mental disorder that they don't believe in?
No, shyness to them probably falls at like conservatism, I think. 2.5 or 2.0, maybe. I don't fucking know. 2.0 boredom. Yeah, I don't know. Their scale's all fucked up.
Yeah, who even knows?
And where does he get these numbers? That's the one thing I don't understand. How do you determine that? I can understand if you want emotions like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.05, 0.5. Where are you getting this?
He's accounting for the nicheness and he's accounting for microtones.
But he's also not accounting for all of the niches associated with these.
This is the Angine de Poitrine of religions.
You're going to need to word clear that for me. I have no idea what the fuck that means.
Angine de Poitrine is this microtonal jazz band that they dress up in these like polka dot outfits, and they have like these big like paper mache masks, and it's weird. But I was just making like a microtonal joke because their guitar is it's one guitar. It's a guitar and bass. It's a double necked guitar bass. Where like my guitar's over there. You know, you've seen a guitar, right?
Yeah, I've seen a
guitar. So the fretboard, you know, it's 1 through usually like 21, 22. The spaces in between notes actually have microtones. So microtonal guitar puts like fret markers directly where those microtones are, so you can actually play them and have it sound off. In Western music, microtones don't really exist, but in a lot of like Eastern music, it's extremely common. So to like our like Western ears, you know, it sounds off, but you know, that's why microtonal jazz and microtonal instruments exist, is because you can get like 4 notes in between a note to get up to the next note. So that's what Elrond's doing here, is he's doing microtones for everything in between.
And that's like what? Well, because I'm thinking of like A sharp, A flat type of notes.
Yeah, it would be it would be in between A sharp and A flat. Like literally like microtones.
Oh damn. Yeah, no, I've never thought about that.
Yeah, you can you listen to like Fabinek from Angine de Poitrine, because that is like I mean, all their songs are obviously microtonal, but that one like really like shows you the kind of like it sounds off. It sounds weird, but that's because the microtones are being hit like in between.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want it, like your ears will naturally want it to go to, you know, the next proper tone, like A flat, A sharp, you know, like B, anything like that. But it doesn't. It's in that weird, strange in between. Like imagine like doing a bend on a guitar, but that's just the note you're playing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, and they look weird. The microtonal guitar fretboards are strange.
I was gonna say, send me the link to their music.
Yeah, I could do that.
Then in anger, he will carefully look away from you with the idea to not communicate with you. When the person's a little higher up on the tone scale, he'll look directly at you, but not very pleasantly. He wants to locate you as a thing to direct his upset at, especially if he is in anger. The idea to not communicate with you. Okay, first off, tone 40 in the Sea Org usually involves screaming and yelling. So what the fuck?
Professor, as a side note, the band's name is Angine, Angine.
Hold on, I'm going to spell that. Angine.
Space DE.
Yep.
Space POITRINE, I believe.
All right, I put that in the chat so people can find it.
With a P.
Oh,
P as in Peter.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. There's just a couple of people, I believe, from like French Canada, and it's fun stuff. Their music's very entertaining. The outfits are cool. They don't speak like our language. Like obviously they speak, like French and English, but like when they're like on stage in their outfits because they're aliens. I believe their names are like Kuhn and Kuhn, like KHN and then like K, like HZ or something like that. Like they have like weird names. They just speak in like these weird like alien tones, and they'll like do this thing, and like triangles are like a huge thing.
More Illuminati fear mongering.
There it is. Son of a bitch.
At boredom, the person's eyes will be wandering around again, but not as fast or worried as in fear. He won't be avoiding looking at you. He'll include you among the things he looks at. With this data and having some skill in observing people, you can next practice out in public places where there are lots of people. Start talking to strangers. Just stop them and ask for directions. You can then quickly spot each person's level on the tone scale. This is done to get practice and improve your skill. Professor says, do you know Cheval de Fouille or something like that?
I do not. I believe that was a lecture on the study tapes, and then I saw him standing up in front of the Cheval de Fouille.
I'm going to look that up. Cheval de Fouille. A medieval defensive obstacle. So like the fucking like the one image is those like kind of spiky barricades at Normandy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
With this data and having some skill in it, blah, 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 blah. Nope, not reading that again. An even better way to do this is to have a series of questions to ask each person in a clipboard for writing down their answers or notes. It's like you're doing a survey for someone, but the real purpose for talking is to spot their levels on the tone scale. To accurately find their...
That's some bullshit. That's some fucking... I hate that.
Because now I'm going to be thinking, if I'm ever talked to on the street, I'm going to be like, are you trying to figure out my tone?
Yeah, it's just I'm just going to drop... Yeah, I'm a -20 right now.
I'm 1-1. You need to get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I'm 1-1. You can't associate with me.
If you want to get even better, if a Scientologist bothers you, say, I'm suppressive. I'm a suppressive person. That's an enemy of the church. Hold on one second.
Yeah, no worries. Might be conjuring Adam Weiss. It's probably Weiss. Weishaupt.
Sorry, 1 second. Just trying to...
You're good. You're good.
Shit, what did I give you for... It's the...
Did you not write it down?
While we're waiting for Holly chat, my daughter is turning 4 in a couple days, and she loves Pokemon. So I'm just going to take this little bit of time to show one of her gifts that my partner made for her. So she's turning 4, so there's a bunch of Pokemon with little 4 right there. We got Gengar, Dugtrio, Dragonite, Lickitung, and then with her name Zenith and a Pikachu. It's so cute. And
that's fucking cool. I like that shirt.
Yeah, it's all hand sewn. My partner did everything. We like checked out like the Pokemon font, and they like hand sewed it while I was fucking beating Advanced Warfare last night. And yeah, it's really cool and sweet. I love this. She's gonna be so stoked.
I'm trying to figure out who the hell Adam Weishaupt is. German philosopher and founder of the Illuminati.
Oh, there he is.
All right. Blah, 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 blah. With this data and having some skill in observing people, wait, I already did this again. So here are some sample questions. What is the most obvious thing about me? When was the last time you had your hair cut? Do you think people do as much work now as they did 50 years ago? At first, you're doing this to spot the tone of the person, and many are the adventures to be had while doing this.
Hmm.
I was having so much fun with this.
We're having a fucking blast with this.
I am 4.0 in this activity.
I am ecstatic.
Later, as you gain confidence in stopping strangers and asking them questions, these instructions are added. Interview at least 15 people. With each of the first 5, match his or her tone as soon as you've spotted it. So can you imagine just going up to someone neutrally and you're like, and they're like angry or something, and all of a sudden you get angry? Like, isn't the person going to consider you mocking them?
Unless it's anger and camaraderie.
Maybe. Like, oh, fuck that shit type of thing.
Yeah.
The next 5 drop below their tones and ask the questions. Then for the last 5, put on a higher tone than theirs. For example, say if the person you go up to says in an angry way, I'll answer your questions. I have to wait for the tow truck anyway because my stupid car broke down. To match his angry tone, you could also reply, what is it with the world today with people making cars that break down? They don't produce good work like they used to. So just be a boomer.
Yeah. They don't produce work like they used to. I hate all this. It sucks.
To match his angry... Oh, wait, I did that. And then continue matching his tone as you ask the questions. What can a person gain from these exercises? First, you can increase your ability to communicate with anyone. Grade 0, which is like an auditing level for enlightenment on their chart, the end goal is to be able to communicate with anyone on any subject. And they also have a course that's about how to shatter suppression and handle suppression. But they don't like handling suppressive people. If a suppressive person comes up to them, they will run away like bitches.
Yeah, it's just like, I wonder if they have a new course on the Scientology speedrunners.
No, but that probably falls into, like, they're probably pulling out, like, PR policies and shit, like, more about, like, infiltrators, because they've always been worried about, like, paranoid about journalists and the government infiltrating Scientology. Speaking of, one guy in the UK just fucking did for a week. He was at the Edinburgh org called the HAPPY, the Hubbard Association for Personal Independence, or personal independence. One of my ex Scientology friends worked there for a few years. But he had told the journalist that there were children working at this church. One of them is a 15-year-old who is the medical liaison officer. She handles all the medical related shit, and it also includes giving what are called assists, which is another thing, but there's something called a nerve assist, where you run your hands up and down the front and back of the person's torso. It looks more like you're brushing dust off their shirt. Like this shit.
Yeah. I
don't get the point of it, but the fact that a 15-year-old is doing it with grown men behind closed doors with no supervision. That's the fear. And so Scientology is pissed because this reporter got hidden recordings of the staff, and the executive director of that org, Malcolm Fraser, like admitted in the recording that a child was working there. So he has the definitive proof ready.
Yeah, that's
and Scientology is flipping shit because now this is going to, if it's going out like all over the world, this fucking story. Because now it's like, oh, Scientology is hiring minors. Okay, this is something we can actually do something about.
Yeah.
So, and then you think about it, all the Sea Org members, they got to now check, are you guys minors? Because they don't have the cadet org anymore, which was for children. That was what the Pack Ranch and the Imp Ranch and all those fucking child labor camps are for. They don't have that, but children can still join staff in the Sea Org at a relatively young age.
Crazy.
At the beginning, a person can be picky about the sort of people he stops. You might only stop and talk to old ladies, or you're careful to not talk to anyone who looks angry, or you only talk to people who look clean. But after doing the drill for a while, you'll just stop the next person who comes along, even if he looks like he has a bad disease and might be quite dangerous. You know, crazy man on the street corner mumbling to himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Your ability to really observe people comes way up, and a stranger becomes just somebody else to talk to. You become willing to exactly spot and place a person on the tone scale without being confused or hesitating. You can also become quite good at asking questions at each of the emotional tones and communicating with confidence, which is very useful in life. It's also lots of fun to do. No, it's not.
It's also lots of fun to profile whoever you're talking to.
Hubbard was worried about the Illuminati, Rosicrucians, Freemasons, the Trilateral Commission, the AMA, the APA, and more. Read None Dare Call It Conspiracy. He was also worried about something called SMERSH, I think, which had to do with like the USSR or something.
Weren't those motherfuckers that were fighting Gargamel?
SMERSH. Umbrella organization for 3 independent counterintelligence agencies in the Red Army. I do not know shit about what you're talking about.
Oh, I was just making it sounded like Smurfs.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just making a joke.
Linked to QAnon in 1960. Oh, God. I mean, no. Anyway, he had conspiracies about a lot of shit. FBI, CIA, SMERSH. He also
CIA Jackal.
He also wrote a booklet called Brainwashing. What is it, like a history of something? Something. I don't know, but he pretended it was. He wrote it in 1955, but he pretended it was written by the Russians as like a fear-mongering tactic. However, it mentions inside of it, like it talks about like all these enemies, and one of them is Dianeticists. And my brain goes, who's actually taking Dianeticists as a threat? Like, the only reason that was in there is because Scientology wrote it. Because no one else gives a fuck about Dianetics practitioners.
Really?
But they're like, we're a threat because we have the true technology and we can clear the planet. That's another thing. Getting like at least half the people on the planet to clear. And at the rate they're going right now, they're never going to do it.
Yeah, with like the end goal, like what is the end goal of Scientology? Like obviously with like, with Christianity, it's like, oh, like achieving, heaven when you die and, serving your God and everything like that. Like, is there like an end goal for Scientology?
Yes. A civilization without insanity, despite the fact that they specifically do not treat the mentally ill. So what the fuck are you supposed to do with them? Without criminals and without war. So they do have a program called Criminon, which is the way that they try to get criminals rehabilitated while in prison. They often use something called the Way to Happiness, which is 21 or 22 precepts, like, oh, brush your teeth, respect your parents. Basic shit. Basic, like 10 commandments type shit.
Yeah.
A civilization without insanity, without criminals, and without war, where the able can prosper. Not the people who are like incapacitated or the disabled. We're not helping them. We help the able become more able.
That's crazy.
It basically means make the rich give us their money and make more money so that they can give us that money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all about radiation sucks too. It's the fucking start of something called the Purification Rundown, which is their drug detox program, and it's fucking horseshit. Where man is free, honest beings can have rights, and where man is free to rise to greater heights are the aims of Scientology. First announced to an interbulated or upset world in 1950, these aims are well within the grasp of our technology. Non-political in nature, Scientology welcomes any individual of any creed, race, or nation. However, Hubbard was very racist and conservative, and they only vote for conservatives. We seek no revolution. We seek only evolution to higher states of being for the individual and society. We are achieving our aims. After endless millennia of ignorance about himself, his mind, and the universe, a breakthrough has been made for man. Other efforts man has made have been surpassed. The combined truths of 50,000 years of thinking men, distilled and amplified by new discoveries about man, have been made for this success. And if I am not wrong, if I go to books, I'm looking for Dianetics. 2007. Oh, by the way, I never finished this thing. So, no medications, no giving or receiving auditing, no doing self-auditing. Do not receive any treatment, guidance, or help from anyone in the healing arts without the consent of the director of training, case supervisor, and ethics officer. You can't even see a fucking dentist.
Yeah, no, not at all. Also, what is self-processing?
Self-auditing, auditing yourself. That's
Oh,
that's a
got it,
thing
got it, got it.
with the later, like, upper levels. That's
Yeah,
something you're trained to do.
got it.
And then you have to go back to their Clearwater headquarters every 6 months for an arbitrary security check, which is interrogation and confessional to make sure you're not doing anything bad and you're not looking at the internet. And that costs about $40,000. So imagine having to pay that every 6 months.
Fantastic. Love it. Tom Cruise is fucking. That's why he keeps making Mission Impossible, because you gotta keep doing that shit.
He also asked the musicians at the International Management Base. He asked them to help come up with a theme for Mission Impossible 3 after his birthday party on the Freewinds, which is their cruise ship. There's leaked videos of him, of the singers and of the singer at his fucking birthday party, and like he's up on stage, like half singing old time rock and roll with this lady. And it's such a stupid party because the only people there are like Sea Org members and the Golden Era musicians. And
Right. It's great. It's wonderful.
I can show you those videos later. Do not engage. This is the one where it gets really specific. Do not engage in any rite, ceremony, practice, exercise, meditation, diet, food therapy, or any similar occult, mystical, religious, naturopathic, homeopathic, chiropractic treatment, or any other healing or mental therapy while on course without the express permission of the director of training, case supervisor, and ethics officer. This is, they keep saying, oh, you can join Scientology and be a Muslim. You can be Jewish and be a Scientologist. Once you get to the Division 4 course room, no, you fucking can't.
Yeah, no, you absolutely cannot.
Because you actually have to commit to a minimum of a 12 and a half hours a week of study. So you're just spending more and more fucking time at the church as you go on.
Yeah.
Do not discuss your case with anybody. No auditing stuff. Do not engage in any 2D activities. So like sex, family, and creativity shit. Don't fall in love with other students or your supervisor. Follow the auditor's code, which is another problem in and of itself, because one of them is make sure that the pre-clear is in the seat furthest away from the door, like a police interrogation. And auditors are actually taught early on to physically manhandle a patient if they try to leave without reaching the correct end of the process.
Holy shit.
Hello, Lara. Lara is one of the other child labor victims, child labor camp victims. Her parents worked at the International Management Base. I've gotten a lot of stories from her about what it was like there. Self-auditing versus solo auditing is a whole bag of worms. Professor, can you elaborate on that potentially, or can we schedule a time for you to talk about that? Follow technical procedure. Basically, don't squirrel, don't go out tech. Be honest at all times on your auditing report forms, stating every process run, tone arm changes and times. Sensitivities, yeah, you got to do that. That's just part of the auditing form. Place all reports in the PC folder. Yep. Examiner will inspect the auditing you have done before you are certified. Students must not read their... Oh, yeah. You have a folder full of everything you've ever said in auditing sessions. You're not allowed to look at it. It's not your property.
It's fantastic. My own words.
You leave, you can't take it with you. The only way people have gotten their PC folders is through, like, literal subpoenas.
Fantastic.
Students must not read their own auditing or other PC folders. Do not make any undue noise. And then just basic, like, cleanliness and schedule shit. But if you don't show up for course or for auditing services, they will call you, and it's possible that they will come to your house unannounced.
Wow.
To get you to come to course. And they don't take any excuse for a fucking answer. No, it's called the why is God. It's their term for saying giving a reason for something that is out of your own control. So like Church of Scientology, oh god, we're approaching the fucking hour mark. I don't want to like keep fucking going too far into this, but I'll just explain this quick and then we can end off. Let's say the street in front of a church is being renovated and people can't walk through it to get to the church. People can't do it through foot traffic. You can't say we can't get people in the door. Hey, dear sir, we can't get people in the door because of the construction going on out front. They don't want to hear that. They're going to say, what's your fucking solution? Because you're telling me about a problem and you're not giving me a solution. That in itself is a crime in Scientology, is giving a problem. It's giving a problem without a solution.
Fantastic.
So, oh wait, why was I on Dianetics? Right, because he mentioned the hidden source of all psychosomatic ills and human aberration has been discovered and skills have been developed for their invariable cure. Bullshit. Dianetics is an exact science, but where does he talk about? Come on. Nope, I don't care about the dynamics right now. But there's a moment where oh, that's just a full synopsis of the book. Okay. Get past that. How to read this book, the discoveries, blah, 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 blah. Come on, where is it? It's got to say, like, oh, hold on. God damn it. Nope. Come on. No, all right. There's somewhere that Hubbard basically says that Dianetics is equivalent. The discovery of Dianetics and auditing in Scientology is the equivalent to the discovery of fire in the wheel.
Wow. Holy shit.
Where does he say that, though? Let's see if I can find it. Case of the wheel. Does it say it anywhere? Dianetics terms. No, I don't want the dictionary. I don't care. What was that? Nope. All right. I got to find the right quote. It might be in earlier versions of Dianetics, and they might have just taken it out just to, like, not be so cocky. But, yeah, I don't want to go over your time. So you told me about an hour, and it's been about an hour. So I don't know if you want to end this off or you want to keep going.
Yeah, I am going to have to end it off because I do have to get ready to go see my kids. So
Right.
This has been...
We will finish this
yes.
at some other point. We will make a part 2. Whether we can say that we're going to be done with it by that point, I don't know. We might end up making a part 3 just showing how far we've gotten.
But there will be a part 2, folks, so stay tuned.
Body routers stayed in the building because of heavy rainstorm. They got in trouble for using the "Why is God." Body routers are people who try to get people in off the street.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't care. They don't care. They don't want to hear any of it. And then management itself is a whole nother world of insane. But all right, I will talk to you later, Kanaya. Thank you for joining me today on this.
Of course, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It has been quite the eye-opening blast. So
I was about to say it's been fun, but it's Hubbard. It's not fun. It's confusing.
Yeah, it's fun in the way that like a multi-car pileup crashes. You know what I mean? Like
and you just see the cars keep coming.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right, I will talk to you later.
Alrighty, bye. Bye, everybody. Later.
Peace out, everybody.